Molecule to Mandate, the greatest scam of the ages. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Dan Mason. For those who know me, I have been writing about life, politics, and science. I can't seem to find my niche. I want to talk about everything. However, I did not begin this article as a writer. I started it as a man who spent decades working inside systems that claim authority over other people's lives. I have worn many different uniforms. I have helped enforce local, state, federal, and international statutes. I have traveled the world to help keep order and peace. I wrote reports, I taught rules, and I obeyed them. I supervised the behavior of those who were in prison and those who were free. I sought higher education to understand the world around me and the people I had served. I watched how abstract ideas became a binding force. We have been told that we are just brute beasts that have evolved over millions of years. I watched how language hardened into law. I watched how models became mandates. Over time, one question would not leave me alone. Who or what gave molecules the power to rule men? I had been told the answer since childhood. We all had. There is no God. Man has found the answers to the questions. However, if you do not understand, it is because you lack imagination or are just too dumb. Life began by accident, I was told. We all know this. Don't ask stupid questions. Order rose from chaos. It is plain to see. Morality evolved from survival, can't you see that? It's right there before your eyes. Law emerged from social convenience. There was no God on high that came down to speak to me. If so, where is he? Authority formed by consensus. Man is the highest order. Life is what you make it, and there is nothing after it. Therefore, live for today, for tomorrow you die. Meaning is self-assigned. We are our own gods. Responsibility is only conditioned. We can undo it all if needs be. Guilt is a malfunction. Redemption is a therapy. Because there is no deliverance or a deliverer. Those claims did not remain in classrooms or laboratories. No. The white halls of academia had to spread their better gospel to us all. They moved outward into the world. They shaped school discipline. No longer could you discipline a child, but you could lock up an adult for childlike behavior. Well, they did not stop there. They reshaped criminal codes. They redefined mental health. They rebuilt family law. They rewrote educational doctrine. They altered medical consent. They justified surveillance. They reframed punishment. They replaced conscience with compliance. I saw this shift within public institutions, including the military, state prisons, and law enforcement. I saw how uncertainty hardened into policy. I saw how speculation became regulation. I saw how philosophical assumptions hid behind scientific language. I saw how the bureaucratic, the administrative state, incentives protected the narrative, NIH, CDC, etc., that justified their own expansion. I saw how courts slowly replaced moral responsibility with diagnostic classification. I saw how the system stopped asking who is right and began asking who is compliant. This article exists because I could no longer pretend that these changes were neutral. Molecule to Mandate. The greatest scam of the ages is not an argument against science. It is an examination of how selective scientific claims were elevated into civilizational authority. It is an investigation into how origin stories became power structures, for they have changed our languages, and therefore they rule in our minds. It is a forensic study of how beliefs about life's beginnings reshaped law, education, medicine, and justice. I write because lies and assumptions bombard us. Academics stride the world as giants, colossi of truth and authority, not to be questioned. They are the gatekeepers. I write because this is not abstract. I enforced parts of this system. I trained others inside it. I defended it before I questioned it. I benefited from it before I examined its foundations. I carry responsibility for that. This article is written for people who sense, like me, that something fundamental has shifted but cannot name what it is. It is written for parents because we are raising the future. Teachers, the ones that teach and the ones that care. Officers, clinicians, pastors, administrators, and judges who feel the weight of a system that no longer rests on moral clarity. It is written for anyone who has watched common sense replaced by protocol, conscience replaced by compliance, or be shadow banned, and truth replaced by approved. Make sure you get their pronouns right, language. I am not writing to provoke you or them. I am not writing to be different. I am writing because I care. I am writing to document. This is the record of how molecules were crowned, how meaning was redefined, and how law was rebuilt on a foundation that never proved it could carry the weight placed upon it. This is the story of mankind. What follows is not speculation. I am presenting the anatomy of a system in this series. Please join me as we explore the foundations of the lies and assumptions of abiogenesis and biological evolution. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and follow for more.